So even though the temps will start cooling off soon, well, maybe in December, the idea of preventing skin cancer doesn't go away. Did you know that it affects 1 in 5 people in your community? And people who use tanning beds, usually more frequently in the winter, before the age of 35, increase the risk of melanoma by 75%. Wow. Derm1 Dermatology Center's Dr. Elizabeth Hushman has tips on how to balance this situation. Those numbers are staggering, and I know it's such a big deal. I admittedly have used tanning beds during the winter.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you, and when I was in college, I went to tanning beds, and then I stopped using them. Am I still now just on the books with a 75% greater risk?
You know, unfortunately, the answer to that is yes.
Oh, dang.
The damage that we do, even from childhood. So one of the big things, and I'd like to get that point across, is do not let your children get sunburned. From an early age, you want to use photo protection. 6 months or older children should be using sunscreen. Prior to that, photoprotective clothing. So, and it's tanning beds, it's homecoming season. I've seen a lot of young girls.
Just had this conversation yesterday.
Spray tan.
I am a big advocate of the spray tan. Please do not let your young daughters or sons go into these tanning beds. You are damaging your skin. There's nothing, there's a myth that tan skin is healthy. No, that's your body's defense mechanism. When you're tan, your skin is sun damaged. That is your skin has pigment cells. All 4 of us have those types of cells. The darker your skin is, the more of those cells you have a little bit inherent better protection, but you're not immune to skin cancer.
And that's what I wanted to ask you about, because Amy here has battled with this twice.
Oh my goodness.
And you know, we look at Amy and go, okay, well that makes sense because she's fair and she's blonde, but blue-eyed. But the point that you're making is so very important for people of color to hear, and people of any kind of Hispanic descent, anything that gives you color that you think is protection against it. I was just asking you about a dark freckle that's almost like a black point on my skin, and I've heard before that that's something to be concerned about, and I would never think that that's...
There are some things, we call it the A, B, C, D, and now E's of skin cancer and melanoma, and I want to bring that point up. Yes, she looks like she'd be someone that would get, but every one of us here can get skin cancer, and that's a myth to think that if you're Hispanic, African American, Middle Eastern, Asian American, that you will not get skin cancer. You absolutely can. So what are these ABCDs I'm talking about? So talking about your mole. If I cut your mole in half, A is for asymmetry.
Not really mole, it's a freckle.
It's a freckle.
Same
so
thing?
no.
I've had 63 of those removed.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So,
oh my gosh.
It's not raised, it's just a
No.
freckle.
It doesn't
flat
have to
little
be
surfaces.
raised. It does not mean that it's...
I'm not trying to scare you, but...
Yeah, if it's raised, doesn't necessarily mean that it's skin cancer. That's another big myth. People say, well, doc, that's flat. It's nothing. No, that's not it.
Okay.
So cut it in half. If it's completely symmetrical, if I can fold it back on itself, we're okay. B is the border. It should be round, uniform, and regular. If it's jagged or star-shaped, that's a sign. C is color. Look at your skin type. You, browns, blues, reds, black, absolute no-nos. In us, black. Black is a bad sign, or dark, dark blue. Those are things to look out for. And D is diameter. We say 6 millimeters. What is that size? It's a pencil eraser head size or smaller. Is okay sometimes. And then E is evolving. After the early 20s, you should not have new moles. So if you've never had a mole and all of a sudden you've got a new mole somewhere,
check it out.
Check it out once a year at least.
I've got a question for you. It's funny, growing up, we used to be really proud of our tan lines. We're like, oh, look at that. Hey, I got darker. But we do need to be wearing protection, sunscreen in particular, and you're going to give us, you're not going to take a shot on the show, you're going to give us a demonstration about just how much,
Let's get to that, 'cause
just how much you need.
This is so important.
The size of that?
Absolutely. Well, this is why I brought this. So we're not doing shots early in the morning.
Right?
The dermatologists are fun people, but not this fun. So why did I bring this? I brought this because I have so many patients, me included, that you go into the drugstores, you go in and you're inundated. Absolutely. So 1 ounce is a shot glass. I'm going to take one of these. This is 3 ounces. Okay. This is what the average adult, this is for an adult, needs to cover your, look,
Every day?
Every day when you're going to be out, this is 1 ounce.
I don't
so
use that much.
Look at this. This is almost empty. So you need this to get this number on here. So
I'm shocked.
To get an SPF of 60, you need to use 1 full ounce.
And then it comes off as you're sweating, so you need to reapply.
Every 2 hours. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Well, no one can afford to stay protected now.
We're going to keep Neutrogena in business, man.
But then you said it's really important
That's a
once
lot.
a year to get checked out, and you actually will be doing some free screenings soon, right?
I will. So I'm going to be at the Mexican consulate Saturday the 18th, and I am going to be, it's predominantly for folks of skin of color to raise awareness, but absolutely anyone can come.
Where's that going to be again?
Mexican consulate in Dallas.
I'm so glad that you are doing this. Honestly, we're going to have all the information. You can check out Derm One Dermatology Center's Facebook and website for more details on how you can find a doctor in your area, and also our website at thebroadcasttv.com for more information about the screening that you're going to be offering. Thanks for being here
Good
today.
info. And when we come back, it's recipes that capture the true meaning of comfort food. QVC's resident foodie, David Venable, shares these tasty ideas from his latest cookbook, Back Around the Table. We'll be back with more broadcast right after this.